Good morning, students. As a part of the video lectures for the BCom first semester business organization subject, today we will go for the learning of some more concepts in continuation to the earlier class regarding the business process outsourcing BPO and the knowledge process outsourcing KPO. I strongly feel that you might have already gone through the earlier classes and you might have the full-fledged and clear understanding of what is a BPO and what is a KPO and how these two are being interlinked and some other factors with reference to the BPO and KPO. Today we will go for the learning of the benefits of both BPO and KPO as far as the business is concerned, and after that we will go for the learning of how the process of BPO and KPO is contributing towards the growth of the Indian economy as well. First, let us go for the brief understanding of what are the benefits of BPO and KPO. The first and foremost benefit what we can achieve by the implementation of BPO and KPO in the business sector is to enhance the operational efficiency, what we can say, to reduce the cost. Generally, if you observe, the profit of an organization is hugely influenced with the cost, maybe fixed cost or the variable cost. When once the costs are being controlled effectively, automatically the margin will increase. When once the margin is increased, automatically the company will flourish into growth and development. Henceforth, the main objective of initializing the BPO and KPO in the business activity through outsourcing is cost reduction and control. Higher the cost, lower the profit or the margin. Lower the cost, higher the profit or the margin. But during the course of the cost reduction and control, we should also be kept in view that to what extent the cost should be minimized. Generally, we can manage the fixed cost to a major extent, because the fixed costs play a major role in determining the contribution margin of the organization. So henceforth, where there are more the influence of fixed costs, that can be reduced with the help of the BPO and KPO. Henceforth, cost reduction and control is one of the major benefit by way of implementing the cost reduction and control is one of the major benefit of implementing the BPO and KPO. Now coming to the other question, the second benefit is the focus on core business function. What are the core business functions of a business? That is production, finance and marketing. As I already told you in the earlier classes, at the initial stage of knowing about the business organization, there are 4 functionary areas of business. What are those functionary areas? Production, finance and marketing. These are called as core functions. And the human resource management is called as the concurrent function. Right? So the concurrent function, which is not visible physically, because the human resources are there in every other functionary area also. Without human resource, without human beings, without the employees, the other 3 core functions cannot be managed. Henceforth, human resource management is an invisible functionary area. Henceforth, it is called as concurrent function. So now focus on core business functions. What is our point here is focus on core business functions. So what are the core business functions? Production, finance and marketing. Then how the BPO and KPO will have its emphasis in the 3 core functionary areas of business by way of outsourcing. For example, there is a need of high level, high tech production capacity. Sometimes the high tech production, some of the segments of the high tech production may be outsourced. For example, in the case of an automobile industry, some of the parts which may not be feasible towards the production of such particular part in the company itself. Henceforth, what they do, some of the elements or the mechanical parts or the elements, they will be outsourced to those specialized institutions who are outside the organization, and they will import it and they will put in the assembling of that particular product. Henceforth, the cost reduction is possible because at mass level, the other organization where the order is given by the primary industry. Henceforth, the supporting industry is going to provide for whom that particular product is their main product. So that's why the core business functions like production, finance and marketing, these three can be outsourced to those more expertized, more specialized, more qualitative service providers, such that automatically the focusing on the core business functions will be much more perfect, and the organization is not having the burden of the non-core areas. They will concentrate on the core functional areas. Henceforth, they can go for betterment in their business activity. The third point is better results in non-core areas. Non-core areas. For every business, there are some core areas and some non-core areas. For example, the security function of a company. Instead of appointing full-fledged security people in the organization may outsource the security wing, for which there is a specialized agency, and they can pay a particular amount on that, on managing that particular thing. So they need not bother about the security function because it is a non-core activity. Even though it is essential, it is a non-core activity. Henceforth, in such a way, the business processes or the knowledge processes sometimes needs to be outsourced, where they are not under the core areas of their business function. Henceforth, the better results will be expected by way of outsourcing, either in the business processes or in the knowledge process. For example, in the software field also, some of the areas being outsourced to those outsourcing companies who are specialized in that activity, and later they can be imbibed into our processes. So such type of better results can be expected by way of outsourcing the non-core areas. Now coming to the question of improved operational efficiency. When once the functionary areas being delivered in an efficient way and effective way from time to time with an innovativeness, automatically the output will be high level, the quality will be high level, and competitive levels and efficiencies in other functionary areas or the overall efficiency levels of the organization will increase. So for that also the BPO and KPO is being applied. And the last one here what we did is improve technology at low cost or the cheaper cost. So when once the efficiency levels are there, automatically technology is a supportive factor in each and every area of business nowadays. Automatically improved technology, innovative technology, which is developed through continuous research and development, and that will be available to the organization at a cheaper price, at a low cost. That enhances the margin capacity on the part of the organization. Henceforth, low cost or cheaper cost with innovative technology is possible, and because of business process outsourcing and knowledge process outsourcing. These are some important benefits on the part of BPO and KPO. Apart from that, there are so many other benefits of BPO and KPO. You may refer your textbook and come to the understanding in a crystal clear manner. Now we will go for what is the contribution of the BPO and KPO to the Indian economy. The first and foremost thing is BPO and KPO are service sector areas, or mostly service sector areas. Automatically, if they have been outsourced, that enhances the employment potentiality on the part of the nation as a whole. Automatically, more employment generation is possible with the BPO and KPO. Next one is contributing to the regional level developments. In every region of a country, there are some specific specializations. If the BPO and KPO is being approved by the company and being practiced, automatically those regional areas will be focused and they will be provided the opportunity to participate in that. Through that, the regional economic development, the regional growth and the regional support will be provided through the BPO and KPO. Next one is the contribution of growth of other sectors. See, when once you enter into the BPO and KPO, the transportation sector, the insurance sector, the financial services sector, right? And so many other sectors like communication sector, all those areas are being benefited by way of your BPO and KPO, right? Next one is empowering the diverse human assets. That is more important because the country requires human beings. Apart from that, the human beings are turned to be a human resource. Automatically, with the advent of BPO and KPO, the thrust on the areas of the conversion of human beings into human resources and the human resources into the form of human assets. Automatically, the more the efficiency levels on the part of the human beings by way of the opportunities provided through BPO and KPO, they will convert into human assets. And the human assets are the very huge assets and very essential assets on the part of the contribution of towards the gross domestic produce of the country as well as the enhancement of the fiscal development of the country also. That is what we study today. So how there is a contribution of BPO and KPO and what are the benefits of BPO and KPO as far as the business organizations are concerned, business economy is concerned, country economy is concerned, and the growth in development of the different sectors of the economy is concerned. If you observe, after 1991, under the policy of liberalization, privatization and globalization, there is a stringent competition and the markets are being more dynamic and turbulent. Hence, there is a need on the part of the India's business scenario is also supposed to adapt to those things which are there to contribute for betterment and better productivity and better growth and development on the part of the national economy also. Henceforth, BPO and KPO comes to the rescue of the country as and when there is a need to improve on a continuous basis and to upgrade the state and status of the business scenario as well as market power, market potentiality and economic generation, economic growth and development is concerned. With these few words, today we will go for the conclusion of this particular topic, BPO and KPO. The next day we will go over another topic. Thank you very much. And if you have any doubt, you go ask in the assignment is concerned. Thank you.